so we are on the road and we are on our way to make our next cooking video. We are going to Oklahoma City today. We're going to spend a couple of nights with my sister. Here's my chauffeur, my love. And then we also have another passenger in the back here, little Ronnie. Say hi, Ronnie. So this is the road to my sister's house, I-44 Turner Turnpike, about 2 hours from Haskell. You know what I just remembered? That our second date was at my sister's house at her Christmas ugly sweater Christmas party. And it was our very second date, and I made you dress up as Cousin Eddie, and I dressed up as Catherine off of Christmas Vacation. That's when I knew that you were the one. Wasn't that fun?
That was fun.
It was fun. And then we went to and ate at Cattleman's the next day for lunch, and then we went to the Cowboy Hall of Fame Museum, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Where you took that picture of me.
Yes, my favorite picture. My favorite picture. Hey, here we are on the way to my sister's house at the Ponderosa. Okay, here we are at my sister's house.
Hi MTV, welcome to my crib.
Hey everybody, so here we are at my sister's house, and oh, what's going on? What's going on?
It happens year after year.
No, I mean really, what's going on with the light and the dark?
It might be my lighting and
So here I am at my sister's house, and we spent the night last night, got up and went to church this morning. We played games last night. I beat everybody in phase 10. I was the champion. And so today we are gonna make for you
stew. It's our daddy's recipe.
Daddy's recipe.
Yes.
So there's no fresh vegetables.
It's the easiest stew you're ever gonna find anywhere. And because, you know, in high school it was just Daddy and I, and he took a break from the fried bologna sandwiches, and he whipped up this stew one day, and I was like, Daddy, this stew is incredible. It's like the best stew I've ever had. And he goes, oh, it's super easy. Let me show you. And everybody I know basically has had this recipe of my dad's stew.
And it's so good.
So good.
Yeah, and the reason that it was just LaDonna at home is because LaDonna is 7 years younger than me, and I had already left home, and I was married, so it was just her and Daddy. And so then he started cooking and doing things. Yeah. And so this is going to be the easiest stew and so good, and we're going to use an Instapot. So
An Instapot. I'm not even really sure how to use it. Robert has transferred this from the stovetop over to the Instapot because it makes the stew meat a little more tender.
This is my second experience with an Instapot, so we're gonna see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Okay, so this is my second experience with an Instapot. So you went ahead and turned it on to saute.
To saute.
You put a little oil in there.
Yeah.
And then we have 2 pounds of stew meat.
Yes.
All right. So we're gonna put that in.
Get this all down in here.
All right.
Like that.
Okay. So I cooked with Haley Fleming, who has the glamping.
Oh yeah.
I
want to do that so bad.
Oh yeah, it's really cool. So we did an Instapot. Well, I cooked with Tegan, her daughter. So we used an Instapot. It was my first time. So you're gonna put this on saute, and then you're gonna put your meat in because it makes it really tender.
Yeah, because we're gonna do a little pressure cooking of this.
Okay.
Of this meat.
So I might have to.
I'm gonna do.
But normally we would normally here's some salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. And
normally we cook this over the stove.
Yeah. It's in the big pot. You can saute it in the bottom of the big pot.
Okay.
And sponsorship availability right here for Gringos, Chupacabra. I put this stuff in everything except for sweets.
Chupacabra.
Chupacabra. Yeah.
Okay.
Can't go. It's so good.
So what is it, like an all seasonal?
It's kind of like a seasonal thing.
Okay.
Well, my gosh, if it will come out of there. Okay, so we always put a little bit of that in there.
Okay.
And then,
which Daddy did not do.
no, Daddy did not do that. We modified it just a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
And then a packet of your
McCormick's beef stew seasoning. Okay. And these are all the things we're going to put in. You're going to put in a can of diced new potatoes, a can of sliced carrots, a can of cut green beans, whole kernel corn, some diced tomatoes, a can of tomato sauce, can of rotel, and then this is just kind of a medley of vegetables. It has a little bit of everything.
Veg-all. Everybody goes, what's veg-all?
Veg-all.
That's veg-all.
Okay, this is veg-all.
That's just for a little bit of
7,
added.
just a little extra. 7-in-1 mixed vegetables. So there you have it.
You can put
That's your
peas-
all-star lineup right
Yeah.
there for your.
And you could add a can
Oh.
of peas if you want, but I
Yeah.
don't really care for peas
Okay.
in mine.
Old school.
Oh, no pampered chef?
No
Oh,
pampered chef.
Shoot, I'm gonna have to get you one for your birthday. So we were playing games last night, and the adults were all out in the garage in the game room playing, and all the kids just kept coming in there and bothering us. Like every 5 seconds, it felt like a kid was coming in there and asking a question, and I go, dang, these kids are needy. When we were kids, we were to be seen and not heard. We did not. Okay, so she's also going to throw a little Worcestershire sauce in here.
that in there.
It smells so good. So it reminded me of one time, Mom and Dad were playing cards with a bunch of people at our house. Like it seemed like every Friday or Saturday night, our parents would have people over, or we would go to other people's houses, and the parents would play cards, and then all the kids would, play
Yeah.
around. So anyway, I was thinking about this one time last night when those kids kept coming in and asking questions. I remember one time they were playing games, and we went in there, my friends were there, and I said, hey, a guy was having a party over, Chris Rosin was having a party over in Boynton, which is about 10-15 minutes from our house. And so all of my friends were there, and we're like, hey, let's go to Chris Rosin's party, which we knew that they would say no, we couldn't go to this party. But we went in and we said, hey, can we go riding around, just drive around town? Yes, you can, but check in every 30 minutes. And so we would get in my Nova. I had a 78 Nova, 3 on the tree, plaid seats, which I like to call Burberry. They were
That
Burberry.
would itch the dickens out of your
Yeah,
skin.
they really were. And they were like, the back seat was all sun.
Yes.
It was all sun damage. It had foam popping out. Anyway, if that car could talk. So anyway, we would get in my car and we would drive like 100 miles an hour over to Boynton.
And come and check back in.
And go to this party for about 10 or 15 minutes, just hang out with our friends, then jump back in the Nova, run back over to Haskell 100 miles an hour and check and say, hey, we're just checking in, because this was before cell phones or Life's 360.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody knew where you were.
Nobody.
And then we were like, okay, we're going to go run around a little bit more, go drag Maine. And they said, okay, check back in 30 minutes. So we would drive back over to Boynton, go to the party, drive 100 miles back. The good old
Keep in
days.
mind, she got that Nova when she was 14.
14, yes.
And she'd be driving it around, and people were telling Mom, hey, I saw Michelle driving around. And she goes, oh, no, not Michelle.
Yeah, not Michelle.
Oh, yes.
No. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
We drove everywhere. Everywhere. We went all over the place. Didn't even have a driver's license.
Nope.
The good old days.
I got pulled over when I was 9 years old, driving in Daddy's pickup, and he was
Yes.
sitting over in the passenger seat, and I pull up to a stop sign right there on Main Street in Haskell, and here comes the police officer, and I just fell over in the seat, just laid over and left Daddy sitting there in the passenger seat, and I was freaking out. He goes, no, just mosey on through there. And so here comes the cop, and I was like, what do I do? Got pulled over, and he said, if you're gonna let her drive, take her out to the country.
Yeah, back in the good days.
The good old days.
All right, so we've got our meat sauteing, and then we're going to add all of our vegetables and our tomato sauces. This smells so good.
Record, if you do this on the stove top in just your regular pot, it's way easier. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of beef broth here before we put this on the high pressure.
But Robert likes to put it in the Instapot.
Because it tenderizes the meat.
So a little beef broth, probably about a cup or 2. Yeah, it's the same.
What's the deal? What do
Same
we
trouble
do?
I had
What do we got to do?
at Haley's house.
I don't know how it goes on here. Blast. Whew! Look at that. Is that right?
I have no idea.
Okay, now does this is on seal. Okay. Right? That's on, right? Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Pressure cook. Oh. Pressure.
Okay.
What the hell? Oh, reminder. Reminder. Sure. No, we don't need a reminder. Okay, start cooking or do what you do. pie. It's
So
the best.
for dessert, we're gonna make
Yes.
buttermilk pie.
I've had this recipe for years, and it is the best one that I've come across.
Okay, so you're gonna preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and then
6 eggs.
6 eggs.
We'll use some cornstarch.
Okay, go.
Okay, this is for, you're gonna need 1 cup of melted butter. So we're gonna put that in there. And this makes 2 pies, just so you know. So you can keep one and give one away, as Sissy says.
So we're gonna do 6 eggs.
I can't do the one-handed crack.
Oh, sure you can. Sure you can.
Look, some shell got in there.
Well, we all can't be
These, I know.
type A. Bye, girls.
Oh, are you leaving? Is she here?
Do you normally use a mixer or do you just use a whisk?
I believe I use a mixer normally, but you know, a little elbow grease never hurt.
Right? Like Malia said, I hate dragging everything out.
I know, I know. But I did get a handy little mixer though.
Oh, yeah.
And 1 cup of buttermilk.
Okay. Teaspoon vanilla, 1 cup buttermilk. Yeah, see you in a little bit.
Bye.
You want? You want her? Well, they're going to their friend's house for a minute and they'll be back. They'll be back in just a little bit.
You want to go with Pops? I'll take you somewhere.
2 tablespoons of cornstarch.
1 teaspoon of salt. And we're gonna get 2 cups.
2 cups of sugar. Okay.
Give me your foot.
I had a recipe for buttermilk pie. I don't know. I've made it a few times and it's really good. Okay, so now we're gonna mix this really good.
That's my melted butter.
Melted
Not
butter
totally melted.
into your dry ingredients.
Into the dry. All right, now we're pouring the egg mixture in here. And I'm just using a fork. Coming to you live from my kitchen here in Oklahoma City. We are going to make the best buttermilk pie ever.
We're gonna pour these into some Marie Callender,
Yeah.
Marie Callender deep dish
Pre-made.
frozen, yeah, pre-made frozen pie
Okay,
crust.
so y'all saw my butter was like not completely melted, and I kind of like maybe creamed it a little bit, and but that's why it looks like this. I think that's why, because it's never looked like this. But that's okay. It's gonna be better than ever.
So it wasn't completely melted.
Right. See, that looks weird to me.
I think it'll just cook up just fine.
Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna pop them in a 350 degree oven for how long?
For 50 minutes to 1 hour.
Wow.
Yeah. Made with love.
Are you helping Lulu cook? What are you making today? What are you making? What are you making today? A mess? Are you precious? And where does Jesus live? Where? In your heart? Yes. Ronnie? What?
Did you want a picture of this?
Sure. The pot alarm went off, so our meat is ready. We're just gonna wait. Right? We just
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah, let it sit for 5 minutes and naturally depressurize, and then we'll open the vent.
Sounds like a plan. Now we're gonna make a little Jiffy cornbread. I love Jiffy cornbread. That chicken is crazy. What's he doing? He's in the hot tub? He's gonna be cooked. Of course, Jiffy cornbread is so easy. 1 egg to 1 egg, 1/3 cup of milk per box. But LaDonna puts a little more sugar in hers. A lot of people don't like sweet cornbread. Older
It doesn't
people
make it super sweet.
No, but I mean, I like
Oh,
sweet
yeah,
cornbread.
yeah.
But Linda Cole, my first mother-in-law, she said that if she wanted sweet cornbread, she might as well just eat a piece of cake. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I don't like
But I
mine
do
to-
like it sweet.
I like it sweet, but not like a cake.
We got a little lefty.
I can just feel my belly jiggling with each stroke.
Does that look good, Ronnie? Favorite thing to cook? Chicken? What's your favorite meal? Oh, you are cooking a chicken. Let me see. Wow, you're cooking chicken. Woohoo!
Introduce my hunk of burning love to all my fans. No, just kidding. But here he is. Aw.
Hi, I'm Robert.
But we call him Pooh.
Yes, or Daddy Bert.
He's gonna let the steam. He's gonna let some steam off. Okay. So this is just the second time I've seen an Instapot in action.
Save a lot of time. They're pretty handy for
know?
4 pounds.
Yes.
So I make the bigger batch of the stew. I like to get like 4 pounds from Sam's, and then I'll trim it pretty good so it's not quite that much. But it'll fill. This is, I think, the larger size. At least when we bought it,
Yeah, the one I used the other day at Haley's was smaller than that. So yeah.
and it'll fill it pretty well all the way. But you know, a lot of people can eat off of it, and it's good to save. Better the next day. Great for cold weather.
Yum. That smells good.
Look at that.
And so.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
In a regular pot, you don't have to worry or stress about the meat being tender. It's
You know it's tender.
guaranteed.
Okay. So do you just put your vegetables in there and then
Yeah.
you just okay
And we just
then
Bring
keep it
down
let
to
it.
boil.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
bring
right.
it to a boil.
Okay.
So,
All right.
And because the original recipe, we just leave the juice in the can. We don't drain any of it. If you're running out of room, sometimes we'll scoop some of the broth out of here.
Okay.
And then get our cans in, and then if you have room, add it back.
Add
That way
okay.
you just don't run out of room.
All right.
Depending on what pot you have.
but yeah, you don't drain them. You just pour all of it in
Okay.
because that's what makes your broth.
And it's cheaper. Okay. I can't wait to eat this. It looks so good. And it's a perfect recipe for people who don't want to take the time to cut, carrots and potatoes and
Yeah, don't even need a cutting board after this.
yeah.
After you. So I'll put it back on the saute feature and put it on high and let it get going, and it will usually get rolling, especially if you have a full pot. Like, it'll almost splatter and make a mess. You can turn it down to low.
Okay.
And then once you've got it to temperature and cooked long enough, just put it on keep
So
warm.
do you stir it up or
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
okay.
stirring
Okay.
it. Yeah,
All right.
he was just giving
okay.
you a little lesson.
Okay. And then you just put the lid back on.
No.
Oh,
you can
no.
Just, yeah. You can
Oh,
just leave
you're
it
just
like
cooking
this.
it just
like
yeah,
that.
just like you were on the stove.
Oh,
you know?
okay. Okay.
But no reason to have to cook it or clean
Yeah,
another pot.
clean another
so.
pot.
Okay, awesome. All right.
It's rolling.
Mmm,
Yum.
looks so good. And
Yum. Yum.
oh my
Look at the beauty.
Those are beautiful. And the
Beautiful in that
cornbread is beautiful. Oh my gosh. Did you ever see anybody get so excited about food? So good. Those look perfect.
This is a sure sign that your cornbread is not done. Well, and it collapsed in the middle, and I was like, that's new. Cut into it. Well, yeah. So
it's back in the
We
oven.
threw that back in the oven.
Okay.
So
But look at that. Okay, everything's done. The stew's done. Doesn't that look so good? And true daddy fashion, he always had Longhorn cheese. Is this cheddar cheese?
Yep.
He always cut up Longhorn cheese, little slices just like this to go with our stew. This is a little, and he served it with saltine crackers or cornbread. So I like to put my cornbread right on top of my stew, just like that, and get a bite of it just like
and
that.
I normally just crunch it
But
all
yeah,
up in
Daddy
there.
always did this.
This might be piping hot.
Oh.
I try to let it cool off
Okay.
a little bit, but be careful.
Get some of that meat and a little bit of cornbread.
Just like home.
Takes you back. Takes you back.
Like the corners of my mind.
Back to 303 East Cottonwood. Right on the road where the cannery used to be.
Yeah. You know, I didn't know our physical address until I was in my 20s.
Really?
Because we always had a post office box.
Oh, yeah, 303 East Cottonwood. That's where we grew
I
up.
was like, you know where the cannery is? Turn on that road.
Where the cannery used to be. Yeah. So, hey there, how you doing?
Hi.
We got visitors.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I need the dog to check.
Okay. Well, all right. Now we're gonna eat this, and then we're gonna eat some of our. Okay. Excuse me. We're trying to build an empire here.
Missy, I need this dog on my room.
Okay. Well, guess what? We're making a video right now. Okay.
Okay.
I need to hold the check.
Okay. We're gonna try the buttermilk pie next.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But you've got to try Daddy's stew. So we'll call it Blade Man stew. All right. Now we're gonna do the buttermilk pie in LaDonna's fine
The
china.
crust just fell right off.
It's okay. That's flaky
Yeah,
crust for you.
man.
I like crust.
Ooh, that's hot.
Oh,
Yum.
it's hot.
It is. It is hot, but oh, so good. So good. Burn the roof of your mouth, have skin hanging off of it later.
It's hot, but it's delicious. So try the buttermilk pie and make the Blade Man stew. And we'll catch you.
On the flip side.
Okay. See ya.